78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? Give them a push. Make more Ask Reddit posts to farm karma. Say things like PM me if you need to talk and never reply. Spam suicide hotline links everywhere with anything mildly related to suicide. Start by using the phrase man up. Because it's not helping. It's like saying just get better to a cancer patient. Sure, stoicism is great, but it's a process. By saying man up, you are effectively attacking their usually frail masculinity. Their pride. Be there and listen. Let them know that, no matter what, you are there for them. In the US, 2016, 70% of suicides were white men between 18 to 54 years old. Let them cry freely and without judgment. Stop telling them they can't feel emotions or cry. Men aren't fucking robots, they have the same feelings as women, and we aren't exclusive to being the gender who is allowed to cry. I'm convinced men need active physical lives for a healthy mind. Raise our sons without the drive to conform to society's version of masculinity. Show them the value of recognizing and expressing their emotions, the whole array of them. Teach them how to be warm, affectionate, and vulnerable with us and one another. Keep telling them how much we love them, no matter how big or embarrassed they get. Good job, what can one say? People need to realize many men are abuse, sexual assault, and depression victims too. If we can all do our part to support men and remember that men need help too. Pay them a living wage. Eliminate the stigma that it's weak to admit mental health problems and ask for help. In Turkey there is a thought that men should provide for their household and women shouldn't work. This mindset is very wrong on both sides. Some men use suicide because they are ashamed that they can't provide for their family. Not perpetuate the idea that men can't cry and actively encourage them to express themselves. Murder them instead. Then it's technically not suicide. Teach little boys that it's not bad to talk about their feelings, that everyone cries, and that it's okay to express emotion. I honestly believe if we taught emotional intelligence classes in schools the same way we teach maths, it would do a lot of good. Normalize people being emotionally open and vulnerable. Stop characterizing males with feelings or platonic relationships as weakness in media. Actively criticize and refute those who shame males for not conforming ideals of what men should be. And finally, start encouraging people to ask for help if they need it, instead of shaming them. Better mentorship, more time with parental figures, better material conditions, diverse art programs in schools, public education about child development. There is an old African proverb, a child not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel the warmth. And I do recall Dr. Melfi saying depression is sometimes rage focused inward. I feel that we still don't take mental illness seriously. Awareness is what we need. I'm constantly wearing my emotions on my sleeve and crying for help through my art, but I'm so afraid to speak out. We need to create a world for today's youth where it is okay to ask for help. Give me a job. Normalize platonic cuddles and compliments. Not force them to hide their feelings, and teach younger boys that it's okay to show feeling and disagree with other people's opinions. Doesn't really answer the question, but wanted to share an experience. I met a guy on another sub who was feeling suicidal. Everyone was telling him to get therapy and others started saying he's doing it for attention after looking through post history. I talked with him and found out therapy wasn't working for him. Wish people would stop being so quick to make assumptions. He invited me to a chat and I talked with him from time to time. Each time I would give suggestions that aren't just therapy. One day his account was deleted. I really hope he's okay. Play with our hair every once in a while. Smile. Stop judging men for being emotional. Too often men are taught that they aren't supposed to be emotional. Normalize these emotions by teaching young men it is okay to express their feelings rather than suppress them. Y'all are some little bitches. Not assuming they are natural enemies to women's advancement and attacking them. A compliment would be nice. The pressure of us, or at least me, Worrying that anything is flirtatious and creepy about what we say to others is also another pressure, at least we carry every day. I want to make people smile and happy, but it's assumed that anything kind I say has ulterior motive. I worked at the same place my now wife worked at. I was the sociable guy there and worked with many women. Some of them understood I was just being kind or polite, but in a few occasions, women would go to my now wife and say, "He's definitely cheating on you, that scumbag. I caught him trying to get with me." What did he say exactly? This is the second time this month he said I looked pretty with my hair the way it is. That's literally just sly runner. Well, he told Deborah, the other day, that she was beautiful when she tried in a new dress. Did Deborah seemed bothered by it? Sly Runner is comfortable with giving more or compliments like that to people who really know him. Well, yeah, she giggled and said thank you and said he was handsome. Did they kiss or fuck right there? Well, no, he just walked away. But he's a cheater. Alright Karen, I need to get back to work. I want to be nice. I like making people feel good about themselves. And I do it tastefully and at appropriate times. But, because I'm a guy, I want to smoosh with anything with a joke. Maybe try and raise children to express and learn to deal with hard emotions, while also being open and honest about how they're feeling. People aren't exactly great with letting specifically male children feel or express themselves, so it's harder as an adult maybe? It's women, smiley face. Make more of the female. First, stop hiding cause of death. Realize they can be victims too, and it's not always just the patriarchy. Also offer more services for them like battered shelters, housing for single dads, etc., and believe men more when they say they're being discriminated. Don't complain about the emotional load in a relationship. Understand that you're very likely literally the only person who provides him any sort of emotional support, while you very likely have a strong emotional support system in your life through your friends and family. Help us understand that all of that man up, real men don't cry crap is dumb. This makes me so sad. I wish men had more emotionally intimate friendships with men and were allowed to go to therapy, all without stigma. A romantic relationship or parent/offspring relationship shouldn't be the only emotionally close and supportive relationships. Women tend to take care of each other emotionally, and then a wife/mother is also supposed to support their kids and partner, who may have no other support. Also seems like some people don't see how their partnership is a team of allies, not two people jockeying for power. Vulnerability is terrifying. I've chosen to remain single for the last few years myself, largely for that reason, and just invest in a small number of close relationships. It's been hard to cultivate that in a city of strangers, and I'm a woman. I can only imagine it'd be even harder to develop enriching and meaningful platonic relationships as a man. Stop with the toxic mindset that men don't cry, real men don't express their emotions, and all that bullshit. Men are humans who have feelings. You aren't less of a man for crying, or being depressed. Therapy is for men and women. I want to edit this and say, this is the root of the issue. When you are forced to hold every little thing in, it wears on you. To the point you either hurt yourself or someone else. Men have emotions, talk about them. Not calling us trash/making man-hating a trend. You hear something about yourself enough times you begin to believe it. Keep them away from women, who we all know are the cause of 97% of all men's suicides. Stop putting the weight of the world on their shoulders and then not do anything to help carry that burden. Don't ever dare say be a man. Just get their woman to STFU. I've said this already in this comment thread, but you should also compliment other men as well. And compliment women in a way that isn't inherently sexual. People just love compliments in general. I can truly relate to this. This past Christmas I almost did not make it to New Year's. I'm an angry, unemployed, broke, and single 26-year-old that lives with his parents in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, West Virginia. I'm an atheist and the local bars are generally filled with rednecks, racists, and boomers, so I'm incredibly lonely too. The one thing that could change my life for the better is a good job. Before anyone says McDick's or Walmart, those jobs are wage slavery and very toxic. I've tried that route, and it just makes the depression worse. I genuinely don't believe in half-assing things and would pour my heart and soul into a good job. Even a not outright bad job. Thing is, I've been unemployed for years, so most won't give my resume a second glance. I went to trade school for IT and got my A+ and MCSA, but living in WV, the majority of people around me barely know how to turn their Walmart laptops, let alone need someone that can do small-scale server administration. TLDR, just having a good job would make my life worth living.